Hey there, I'm about to put on some makeup for an outdoor music festival that Luciano and I are going to tonight. So I thought I would film my kind of like outdoor sweaty girl makeup routine just to see if anyone would be interested in knowing this stuff. Also, this feels really fun for me, so welcome. So yeah, I have a mirror here on this side, so if you catch me looking at myself, honey, you just know it's because I'm checking my work. But anywho, I'm gonna show you guys and talk y'all through the process. I have combination skin with rosacea and I sweat a lot. Those of you who know me closely know I sweat like crazy. I'm fresh out the shower, by the way. This is not sweat, it's from washing my hair. And so yeah, I sweat a lot, so the makeup I wear needs to be sweat proof and also just really light, but giving me coverage to cover up the redness. Right now my rosacea is actually doing really well. Normally it's more inflamed, but I've been taking some steps in reducing my dairy intake, which has really helped. And then also my skincare, I'm leveling up. I love skincare and I love Sephora, don't get it twisted, but she's moved up to esthetician level, like medical grade skincare, because that's what happens when you're about to turn 35. So anywho, let's get to it. So the first thing I like to do, or have to do, and everyone should do it as well, sunscreen. I know everything's gonna show in reverse because I'm using the back side of my camera, so if you're interested in any product, just DM me, text me, call me, whatever you got, and I'll let you know what it is. But this is Skin Better Science. This is the stuff I've been using for my skin lately, and it's their tinted Smart Tone sunscreen. So I apply 2 dots per side of face, and as you can see, it's kind of like a greeny foundation kind of color. This adjusts to the tone of your skin, which is really cool. So it has smart technology in it. You'll start to see gradually it's getting warmer, but that grayness, the greeniness in this color actually cancels out my redness, which is awesome. And it provides some protection, which is key. You know, we want to make sure that we're outside anytime that we're covered in sunscreen. Also, anytime I rub my face, it gets more red, but it's just the reality of my world. This doesn't spread super easy, so it looks like I'm being really tough on my skin, but this takes some work to like work in. And I don't use a sponge or anything for this because I want all the sunscreen to be on my face. The sunscreen really helps with my rosacea as well. Sun and heat activate or cause more breakouts in my rosacea, so it's super important, not only for just skin health to have sunblock on, but also for my rosacea. So also I got my second hole pierced, y'all. They're healing, so I have to be delicate. All right, so the next thing I'm going to use, and it's going to look a little worse for wear, but this is my favorite type of foundation to use. This is from The Ordinary, which is a skincare brand that you can find at Ulta, Sephora as well. But it's super thin and buildable, which I love. It also has no water in it, so things without water don't harbor bacteria, which is really nice for acne and all the things. And yeah, I just really love this formula. It's $6 a bottle. You can see, again, like I said, worse for wear. I am almost empty. I wear shade 2N. Again, you won't be able to see it, but I wear shade 2N. And this is the coverage foundation. They also have a serum foundation. So there's 2 versions. If anyone's interested, let me know and I'll send you the link. So I have to kind of just scrape here, girl, because I'm almost out. My shipment should be coming. So just this little bit with my Rose and Bend. This is a Rose and Bend C41. This brush is life. You just tap it in. It's so thin. It sits on the skin incredibly well. It still looks like my skin, which I love for events like we're going to. Unless I'm going like full glam, full glitz, like I call it. I like for my redness to show through. I want my skin to look real. I don't want it to look crazy airbrushed for stuff like this. There's a time and place. Also, this is just really fast. And you can see the difference, right? Between this and that, it's gorgeous. And it's not super matte, it's glowy, but not overly glowy that this sucker is just like slipping all over your face. And you can see red. This is neutralizing me, which I love. Even though I'm gonna put some bronze back in, girl. I wanna have some color to my life. Not just so blank canvas. Now I go over my eyebrows because the eyebrows are the last thing I do in my makeup routine, because I want to make sure they look good, because I only use an eyebrow gel, a tinted gel. I do not draw in, thankfully. Genetics, thanks mom. She gave me bomb brows, so I got lucky in that sense. So now that I've got the foundation laid down, we're gonna put a little bit of concealer under the eye, so that way I can brighten a bit. Sorry, I gotta shuffle through my stuff, y'all. This concealer I've really been loving. This is Patrick Starr's One Size. This is at Sephora. The formula is so lovely. I put this on my eyes for kind of like eyeshadow base in quick makeup situations. And then I'm just gonna take that same brush. I'm in a corner, girl. Forgot it. I don't do like the full triangle vibe, again, because this is more of a natural summer glam, is what I like to call it, which in Texas, it's like summer all the time, right? So I shouldn't say that. This is like a heat, quick heat in the heat makeup. So you can see it just brightened it a little bit. Maybe if I turned it this way, see a little bit better. Oh, look, yeah, this is with my other light. I have a warm light and a cool light, so I can see myself in both ways. That really helps make sure that I don't look crazy in various lights, and always like bring it down. All right, next I'm gonna go for some bronzer. I love to cream bronze. I love cream products. I feel like they're extremely blendable. I have used them for so long that I just feel like I'm better artistically with my makeup when I use creams, blendable. So I'm just taking an e.l.f. putty bronzer. You can buy this Target, Walmart, all the things. This is in shade Honey Drip. And I'm just taking one of my favorite little Moda brushes. This set is from Walmart, y'all. This little brush, it's the truth. So I just dabbed in here, and I just kind of diffuse it a little bit before I go stamp it on my face. It's really nice and light. This Honey Drip color on my pinky red, pale, light skin can sometimes look a little bit too orangey, but don't worry, we fix that later. So we're just putting crazy. We're looking crazy. The process. I always like to go in here with my bronzer. This isn't quite like a full contour moment, but it's like kind of. I put it in the shadowy places of where my skin naturally has, or my face shape naturally has shadow. I also have really big cheeks, thanks to genetics. And so I gotta sculpt them a little bit. But going in here into this eye socket just really helps define the eye. I really just like it the way it looks. And I want to look sun-kissed, because I'm gonna look sun-kissed, I'm being the heat. So I'm gonna kind of play to that and put a little bronzer over the bridge of my nose. You know, like when you've been out in the sun for too long and you get that kind of glow? That's what I'm going for. I go back with my foundation. brush and tap, 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 tap. I don't rub because then it's gonna lift up everything I put beneath it. Just tap it out. Get my little bronzer helmet going. I always go into my hair. I can clean my hair after, so don't worry. It looks crazy only for like a little bit. All right, so that's the bronzer. As you can see, just brings a little dimension to the face. She's looking good. Okay, next, I'm gonna take a little bit of powder. I like to set my powder, my face with powder, before I put any powder products on top of my face. This is Jaclyn Hill's Sheer Light Powder Move loose setting powder from her collection with her mom that she just recently came out with. I love this powder. So just tap a little bit. And then I'm going to take a super light and feathery brush, if I can find it. Yeah. So that way I can kind of disperse, I should say, is probably the best word, the powder very lightly. I don't want to cake. I just need to set everything that's gone on here. So I dip into the direct powder. I tap. See, it's got a lot of stuff. And then I just dust. This powder has like a really beautiful, it's not even a reflect, y'all. It's more like a gleam. It's got just the nicest little gleam to the powder, which I love in any powder because it doesn't look so extremely matte. It really helps give that skin-like look, but also, of course, the security of powdering down your product, which is nice to have when you're gonna sweat a lot, which is the story of my life. All right, so I also have these kind of triangular Dorito chip powder puff. I use this just without any stuff on it, just to press everything in, especially here. When I sweat right in here. So odd, I know. My forehead, well, it's everywhere, but most specifically here, right in here, and right in here. So I like to make sure that that powder stays put, girl. I also put one of these in my purse because when you're sweating, you just dab, tap. The sweat goes here. You don't mess up your makeup. Major key there. All right, now time for some blush and bronzer. So for my bronzer, I actually use this like Gigi Gorgeous powder that my friend gave me for my birthday. It's really been out for a while. It's seen better days, but I like the tone it has. And so I put some on this style of brush. This is an IT Cosmetics foundation brush that came along with the foundation I was trying from them. Didn't like the foundation, liked the brush. And I'm just gonna tap in a little bit on my cheeks to kind of bring back that contour vibe that the powder kind of diffused. And then after I do that, again, go back with the foundation brush I have, this C41 from Rose and Ben. It's a miracle brush. And this time I'll kind of go back and forth because I do have some powder and I want to just diffuse it a bit. Cool. And then time for blush. Today I'm gonna go with my Makeup Geek blush, which unfortunately the company went under, but it's just a really beautiful, excuse my palette, really beautiful peachy, orangey pink. Not too crazy. Now, my blush is gonna look special, but just bear with me. So, I'm a blush girl. I like to be blushy, which makes sense because I have rosacea. So just play with what the Lord gave you. He gave you red cheeks, make them look cute. Okay, I know it looks crazy, but just, again, bear with me. I like to just blush my whole big cheek. It's just the vibe that I like. But blush placement makes a huge difference on your face shape and how you want it to look. When I'm going full glitz, full glam, I place my blush very differently. It's very strategic right in here to lift up and like give the facelift vibes when I'm going full glitz. But when I'm just doing my regular makeup, I like to have just a glowy look to myself. The next thing I'm gonna do is a bit of highlighter. I know we all went through the craze. We saw it in the makeup industry. Everyone was highlighting to the quads. So did I for many times, but I still love it. Not everyone does. I still do, but I don't go crazy. So, oh, actually, now you can see just more in the warm light. She's just glowy. And now we're just gonna add a little bit more glow. Just like the teensiest bit. This is the Eco Tools brush. It's old as sin. I've had it for many, many years. I like a nose highlight. Because I like my nose. It's kind of buttony, big. So, accentuate it. And then I'm gonna set it just a little bit. Because I put powder, I like this Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. It doesn't really do much for longevity, but it kind of, what it does for me, is that it pulls it together. It pulls my makeup and melts it. And this stuff just smells so good. And it's such a fine mist. It's kind of like a spa moment. It looks crazy, but it's intentional. This is also where sometimes I'll take the brush I just used, not any additional product, and just kind of tap in. Do you see how much more extra glow that brings? Oh, so good. And then while it's still damp, my handy dandy, I just press it in. Cute. All right, now it's time for some eyeshadow. I'm just picking up my brushes really quickly for what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna keep it super simple, just a little bit of shading. I'm gonna use my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Again, they are discontinued, but I feel like these tones you can find in so many. I'm gonna be hanging out first with this color right here. If you do own Makeup Geek, it's called Creme Brulee, or you can look it up and see the tones of it, etc. I'm gonna go in with the Rose and Ben E29, and we're gonna take, I learned this from Rose and Ben. I'll put her in hopefully the comments section or whatever. Her Instagram is Maja, and she's from Houston. We love a Texas girl. I'm just gonna get into it on one side. Sorry, my office chair makes noises, so. And then I'm going to, you see how this is normal to see creasing? When that happens to you, just get it out of there. Again, this is not for a stay all day type of glam. This is a casual glam to be outside and look cute. I'll do another tutorial maybe another day when I get full glam and kind of show you how to keep things locked. So we just take that side of the brush where we put the eyeshadow, and the trick with doing eyeshadow is do it with your eyes open. We all have a tendency to close our eyes first. Let's just go with our eyes open. This is how we look. And like, I have a tendency to lift my eyebrows, girl, when I'm putting in my makeup. I have to tell myself, relax. Look at yourself the way you're gonna look at everybody else to make sure that you're placing, you know, and you can stretch it out so you can get in the right corners. But always like bring it back to see, okay, do you see how the line is going like that? That looks whack. So we need to create a better shape to follow the curve. So now I know where I need to go, and I just tap myself in there. And I go normal again to kind of see where that color placement is going. A little goes a long way with most high quality eyeshadows, even the drugstore type. So start soft, start with a small amount of product, and tap it in. The windshield wiper motion also works as well, but I use that usually for later. Sorry, my husband is talking over there, so I apologize. See? I think maybe if I turn this, it'll look better. So we just have a nice little shade to give my eyes some shape. You can even see, full transparency, y'all, I sweat from my mustache. Just dab it. It just happens. That's what happens when I try and go fast. Work up sweat. Also gonna just go do the same here. It always looks crazy until you're done. Trust the process. And I kind of want this shade to go mostly all over my lid. I only want to leave just a little bit here to place a lighter color. So that's why you'll see me just like literally move it around everywhere. Looking good. Now I'm going to take this flat type shader brush. This is a Rose and Bend E28, which that name just makes me happy. E28. 20 is my favorite number. And I'm going to dab in, I'm going to go for a warm tone look. So I'm going to dig in here to this color. It's like a bricky red brown. Again, only on one side. And I'm just going to take that here in the corner. See, I always take my eyes back because my lids go in a lot, so it looks like real cute. I'm like, wow, it looks so good. And then I open my eyes and it's all gone. So again, open your eyes. So I tapped back into the eyeshadow because I'm going to do this side, and then we're going to diffuse that so it looks more blended and not so like stamped in, okay? Also get back, this is a pen stain on a just casual t-shirt, a pajama t-shirt. And then what I do is I use this color switch. I think they still sell them at Sephora, but it's just like a sponge where I can get the color off the brush. You can also just use a towel, paper towel, your t-shirt. Honestly, I've done that before. So no color on the brush. And I'm just gonna pay attention now to the edge of that color. And I'm gonna go in like this with the tip of the shadow brush. See how much better that looks? Patchy? Not patchy. I like. Okay. My last step is to do a little bit of eyeshadow liner. So I'm going to get closer to my phone here, my camera. I go in with this very neutral brown. It's like not red brown, it's gray brown. It's very neutral. I like the way it looks and plays with my eyes. I feel like it makes my eyes bring out like the readiness in my actual natural eye. Oh my gosh, it's about to rain. How cute is that? Okay, well, maybe we're not going anywhere. So this is an awesome brush, E27. Lots of companies sell this style angled brush. I love it because it's so easy just to go in here and stamp in. It looks crazy now, but stamp in a winged eyeshadow liner. You can make it more defined with liquid, all that sort of stuff, but this is a great way to start. And it's just take the brush, get the angle, which is naturally to meet up with the end of your eyebrow, wherever that may be. Obviously, if you have issue with your eyebrows where they're a bit shorter and you draw them out, again, to where you draw out your eyebrow. And then I just take this brush and I fluff it out. And then I'll just stamp. Stamp along the edge to create eyeliner without the harshness of liquid or pencil. Eyeshadow stays on my eye a bit better than pencil does. Again, sweaty. So yeah. You see how that's a little too up? I really like that. So you go back with no makeup and you just dab it out. Erase, girl. Control Alt Delete. Much better. It just looked too harsh for me. So now we're gonna do it on the other side. And take the stamp, okay, and then work it out. I gotta get a little bit closer, so I apologize, because I cannot see far away into that camera. This eye is always easier for me to do. It's my right side. This is my strong side. This one is not, so I have to use a bit more finesse. Anytime you take your arm across the way, that's when you're gonna find the challenge. As you can see, this looks darker, but also wider. See how that kind of got thick on me and that one's a bit thinner? So I'm gonna diffuse this, see how it looks. If I can get it to look more like this, awesome. If not, I'm just gonna go back over here and make this side thicker and make them look both more matchy-matchy. When I first started my makeup journey, I always get so worked up over my stuff matching identically, especially when it came to eyeliner. And for me, some people are just like naturally good at eyeliner. You'll know, no. It's not my strong suit. Don't be afraid to use your fingers. They're your best brushes, honestly. And just make it work. You can always fix mistakes. And sometimes you just gotta roll with the mistakes. You just gotta say, you know what? That's what the look wanted. So we're going with it. We're running with it. Cute. Awesome. it matched well enough for me to move on. So just gonna take the big fluffy one that I used in the corner, and again, just tap it out for the sake of a nice, diffused, airy brushed look. All right, and now the look is almost complete. Obviously I need lip, and my lips always look crazy when I'm doing my makeup because I put makeup all over it, concealer, foundation all over it, and it looks crazy, but it is what it is. These are my favorite eye curlers. They're Shiseido, I think is how you say it. I purchased them at Sephora. I was about to say Ulta. It's always like the scariest looking thing, right? What is that contraption? Well, darling, it's to help my eyelashes. Just look, well, you can't really see in the camera, but girl, the lift. The lift it gives. So helpful. And then I always use a waterproof mascara, again, because I sweat. But also I find that mascaras, and a few of my girlfriends have the same situation, they bleed onto the bottom lash line. I don't know. I think it might be something in our skincare or sunscreen or something, girl. But anyway, I've been loving this one. Double Trouble Mascara from Essence. This sucker is 5 doll hairs. 5 or 6 at Ulta. I love it. It's cheap and it's waterproof and it doesn't get too clumpy. It does like all the things for me. So I like to either wiggle the brush or my head, whatever feels necessary, so that way I can get down to the super base of the lash. I find that doing that really helps give the full eyeliner look, which is nice. Get my lower lashes a bit. I have very short lashes. Genetics did not hit me good there, but you work with what you got and layer. Don't worry about these little flakes that end up there. Let them dry. We'll handle them once they're dry. If you touch that when this mascara is wet, you done ruined your whole look, sister, and you're gonna have to makeup wipe, and then, oh, it's just been there, done that. I don't do that anymore. Let it dry. Plus, we're gonna put a little eyeshadow on there anyways, so it might just buff out. Because half the time when you let it dry, it flakes right off, which is ideal. She's looking cutie. My gosh, it's literally thundering. Oh. Well, if we don't do that, at least I look cute for whatever we do end up doing. It hasn't rained in Austin in a while. And don't get it twisted, we need the rain. This drought scenario, and it's all over the US really, is dire. So, okay, I'm going to show you guys without my harsh light. Actually, let me just turn it off, Ivana. Girl, look at that glow. She looks good. Yes. All right, so like I mentioned, I'm going to put a little shadow just underneath here. And my face was crazy, but it's just the reality of what I do to get under there. So I'm just going to take that first shade, Creme Brulee, the shade that's right in here. Tap off my excess. You can see it's just there on the edge. And we're just going to get in there. daytime smoky look. My eyes are really small, so I feel like when I do this, it kind of pulls together the look and opens it up. When I go full glam, I'll put a nice creamy color in here to give the appearance of larger eyes. My eyes don't get big. Okay, you see y'all? I'm making big eyes, the only thing that moves. My eyebrows, honey. My eyes are just itty bitty. Coffee bean eyes is what I call them to Luciano, my husband. I said, look at my coffee bean eyes. Espresso bean eyes. But yeah, I just feel like it, you know, opens up that space. And then the last thing that I do, my concealer's getting in my wrinkles. Just tap it out when that happens. You can add a little bit more powder if you like, but I'm good. I don't mind tapping out my under eyes every once in a while. I'm gonna go and get that brown that we put over here on the edge and a little bit of that eyeliner brown, kind of mix it and then dab it here. And I'm just gonna connect that area. It looks a little crazy, but then when I go through with my foundation brush and my finger, see how I just kind of set it. My neighbors are outside chatting it up. Oh girl, got a little carried away there, not a problem. Clean brush, fluff it out. Okay, eyebrows. This is NYX, NYX, however you want to say it. I say NYX. We don't know if that's right or wrong. We're just rolling with it. Tinted eyebrow mascara. I use Espresso. I have dark brown hair. It's a little bit more red on the ends, but it's dark. I just take a little bit off. And you see how my eyebrows look, not only like they have makeup on them, but they look a little light, a little patchy. You know, I've got some patches. This is gonna do this right up. You don't have to worry about penciling in your eyebrows. Just get your gel. See how much nicer that looks compared to this? It just, for me, puts the whole look together, so. I gotta look at my big mirror for this one, y'all. And I am doing this after all my makeup. You can do it before, it's up to you. But again, I like putting foundation everywhere. If some of this gets on your skin, it's literally no big deal. Just go and get it off with your fingers. So easy. I'm also gonna take actually one last step for the eyeshadow, is to take a little bit of a nude color. I'm gonna go right here in this creamy white and just kind of set in. See it? Just a little bit. Girl. Okay. This is what I look like under warm light, which mimics the sun outdoor versus my cool light on my makeup. I promise that looks more goldy in camera than it does in real life. It looks way more natural. You play up with the dewiness of your face if you're a sweater. Because when you're sweating, it's just gonna look more dewy. Which is the way to go. It looks intentional when we know. Well, it is intentional, because I'm doing it that way, but no one will be looking at you sideways, any of that. And honestly, the most important thing is that you feel better about how you look. For me, when I do my makeup like this and I'm dabbing like this with my little purse, my pocket, I know that my makeup is still looking the way I wanted it to look. And that is what is most important, because makeup, the beauty of makeup, at least for me, is that it brings me confidence. I like the way I look when I take time to do stuff like this. I'm feeling myself, and yeah, I'm just having a great time. Granted, I don't have any lippies here, but I'm just gonna put on my tried and true Blistex. If you don't use this at night, you're missing out. My bestie Victoria, she taught me. Just kind of takes that makeup off. But yeah, guys, this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial. Have a great one.